AITA for telling my dad's new wife she can't make a speech at my graduation. I, 22F, am graduating from medical school in 3 weeks. This is a massive achievement for me. I've worked my ass off for the past 4 years, maintaining a 3.9 GPA while volunteering at free clinics, conducting research, and somehow maintaining my sanity. I matched into my top choice residency program in pediatrics, and I'm genuinely proud of what I've accomplished. My mom passed away from breast cancer when I was 15. It was devastating, and honestly, I don't think my dad or I ever fully recovered. Mom was the center of our family, the one who remembered everyone's birthdays, who made holidays special, who pushed me academically, while also making sure I didn't burn out. After she died, Dad kind of fell apart. He went to work, came home, and existed. I learned to be pretty independent during high school because he was so checked out emotionally. When I started college, Dad seemed to be doing better. He started dating again, which I encouraged because I wanted him to be happy. 2 years ago, when I was in my second year of med school, he got serious with someone named Patricia, 48F. They moved pretty fast, engaged after 6 months, married 4 months after that. I'll be honest, I've never particularly warmed to Patricia. She's not mean or cruel, just performative. Everything is about appearances. She posts constantly on social media about being a bonus mom and blended family goals, but in reality, she barely knows me. We've probably had fewer than 10 meaningful conversations in the 2 years she's been in my dad's life. Patricia has 2 kids from her previous marriage, Brandon, 19M, and Kaylee, 17F. Brandon goes to community college and works at his uncle's car dealership. Kaylee is a high school junior who's very into social media and wants to be an influencer. They're fine, not particularly ambitious, but nice enough when I see them at family gatherings. The issue started 3 weeks ago at Sunday dinner at Dad and Patricia's house. I had just found out I matched into my residency program, and Dad was throwing me a little celebration dinner. It was supposed to be immediate family only: Dad, Patricia, her kids, and my maternal grandmother who flew in for the occasion. During dinner, Patricia made a toast. "We're so proud of you," she said, raising her glass. "Medical school is such an accomplishment. And I just want you to know that I see you as my own daughter, and I can't wait to celebrate your graduation properly." It felt a bit much since we barely have a relationship, but I smiled and thanked her. Then she added, "In fact, I've been working on something special. I'm going to give a speech at your graduation party about our journey as a blended family." I must have looked confused because my dad jumped in. "We're planning a big graduation party at the house, around 50 people. Family, friends, some of your med school classmates. It'll be great." "That sounds nice," I said carefully. "But Patricia, you don't need to give a speech. That's really not necessary." "Oh, I insist," she said brightly. "I've been taking notes for months. I want to talk about the challenges of becoming a stepmom, how proud I am of all my children." She gestured to include Brandon and Kaylee, and how important it is to support education. Something about the way she said, "all my children," rankled me. Brandon and Kaylee were sitting right there, and while they're nice kids, they haven't achieved anything remotely comparable to medical school. It felt like she was trying to make my accomplishment about her and her parenting. "I appreciate the thought," I said, "but this is my graduation. I'd prefer to keep speeches to a minimum. Maybe Dad can say a few words, but that's it." Patricia's smile tightened. "Well, as the hostess of the party and your stepmother, I think I should be allowed to say something. It's important to me. And it's important to me that my graduation party focuses on my achievement, not on blended family dynamics," I said, trying to keep my tone light. The dinner got awkward after that. Dad tried to change the subject, but Patricia was clearly upset. She barely spoke for the rest of the meal. Later, Dad called me. "Could you maybe let Patricia give a short speech? It would mean a lot to her. She really does care about you." "Dad, this is my moment. I've worked incredibly hard for this. Why does Patricia need to make it about her?" "She's not trying to make it about her," he said, sounding tired. "She just wants to be included." "Is that so wrong?" "She is included. She's invited to the party. But she's not my mother, and we don't have the kind of relationship that warrants her giving a speech at my graduation." "Your mother isn't here," Dad said quietly. And Patricia is trying to step up. Can't you give her a chance? That hurt. Like Patricia could ever replace my mom. But I felt guilty, so I told Dad I'd think about it. Over the next week, Patricia started acting weird. She'd post cryptic things on Facebook about being underappreciated and trying her best only to be rejected. She didn't mention me by name, but several family members called to ask what was going on. Then, 5 days ago, something happened that changed everything. Brandon came over to my apartment. This was unusual. We're friendly but not close, and he'd never visited my place before. He looked uncomfortable. "Hey, can I talk to you about something?" "Sure," I said, letting him in. "What's up?" He pulled out his phone. "Look, I probably shouldn't show you this, but I think you should know what my mom's planning." He handed me his phone. On the screen was a Google Doc titled Graduation Speech for Emma, Final Draft. I started reading, and my stomach dropped. The speech started innocuously enough. "Today we celebrate Emma's graduation from medical school, a significant achievement that required dedication and hard work." Then it got weird. As Emma's stepmother for the past 2 years, I've watched her navigate the challenges of medical school. While she's been busy with her studies, often too busy to join us for family dinners or get to know her new siblings, I've admired her commitment from afar. It got worse. Education takes many forms. Yes, Emma is becoming a doctor, which is wonderful. But I'm equally proud of my son Brandon, who chose the practical route of community college and immediate employment, showing wisdom beyond his years and understanding that not all paths to success require prestigious degrees and crushing student debt. And my daughter Kaylee, who's building a brand and pursuing entrepreneurship in the digital age, showing creativity and business acumen that can't be taught in a classroom. I felt sick. She was using my graduation party to diminish my achievement while praising her own kids for explicitly not doing what I did. But the worst part was the ending. Emma's mother would have been proud today, though I think she'd also be sad to see how consumed Emma has become with achievement and accolades. In our family, we value kindness and connection over credentials. As Emma moves forward in her career, I hope she'll remember that being a good doctor isn't just about grades and residency programs. It's about being a good person first. And that's something we're still working on together. I read it 3 times, each time getting angrier. "Your mom wrote this?" I asked Brandon. He nodded, looking miserable. "She's been working on it for weeks. She keeps reading it out loud to us, asking for feedback." I told her it seemed kind of not great, but she said she was keeping it real and not letting anyone make her kids feel less than. "Does my dad know about this?" "I don't think so. She said it was going to be a surprise." After Brandon left, I called my dad immediately and told him I needed to see him in person. I went to his house that evening when I knew Patricia was at her book club. I showed him the speech on my phone. I'd screenshotted it before returning Brandon's phone. Dad read it in silence. His face went from confused to shocked to angry. "She wrote this, according to Brandon, and she's planning to give it at my graduation party."
Dad sat down heavily.
I
don't even know what to say.
This is completely inappropriate. "So, you'll tell her she can't give a speech?" He hesitated. "Let me talk to her. Maybe she didn't realize how it comes across. Maybe if I explain." "Dad, there's no version of that speech that's acceptable. She's literally using my graduation to make her kids feel better about not going to medical school. She's insulting me at my own party." I know. I'll handle it. I promise." I wanted to believe him, but I had a sinking feeling this wasn't going to go well. The next day, Patricia called me. Her voice was ice. "I understand you went snooping through my private documents." "I didn't snoop. Brandon showed me." "My own son betrayed my trust," she said, her voice breaking. "Do you know how that feels? And now your father is saying I can't speak at the party I'm hosting and paying for." "You're paying for the party to celebrate me, not to insult me," I said. "I wasn't insulting you. I was being honest. You have been distant. You have prioritized school over family. And yes, I'm proud of my children too. Is that a crime? Or am I only allowed to worship at the altar of Emma's achievements?" "This isn't about worship. This is about you using my graduation to make a point about your parenting and your kids. It's inappropriate. What's inappropriate is you dictating what I can and can't say at a party in my own home. If you don't like it, maybe you should host your own party. Maybe I will, I said, and hung up. I immediately called my grandmother, Mom's mom, explained the situation, and asked if we could host the graduation party at her house instead. She agreed immediately and said she'd been uncomfortable with Patricia hosting anyway. I sent a message to the group chat Dad had created for graduation planning. Change of plans. Graduation party will be at Grandma's house. Details to follow. Thanks to those who offered to help with the original party. Patricia responded within minutes. This is incredibly hurtful and disrespectful. I have already ordered catering and decorations. You're being selfish and manipulative. Dad called right after. Emma, can we please talk about this? Patricia is very upset. Dad, did you read that speech? She was going to humiliate me at my own graduation party. I'm not going to put myself through that. She says she'll scrap the speech entirely. No speeches at all from anyone. Can we please just keep the party at our house? She's put so much work into it. Why are you more concerned about Patricia's feelings than about her planning to insult me at my own graduation? I'm concerned about both. This is becoming a huge family conflict, and I'm stuck in the middle. You're not stuck in the middle, Dad. You're my father. You should be on my side, especially when your wife is being completely out of line. Silence. Then, can you at least think about it? There's nothing to think about. The party is at Grandma's. If Patricia wants to come as a guest, she's welcome, but she's not hosting and she's not speaking. I hung up and started texting friends and classmates with the new party details. Most people were supportive. A few asked what happened and I kept it vague. Just simplified the planning. But Patricia took to Facebook with a vengeance. She posted a long, passive-aggressive status. It's heartbreaking when you open your home and heart to someone, only to be rejected and excluded. I've tried so hard to build a relationship with my stepdaughter, supporting her through medical school, only to be told I'm not good enough to celebrate her achievements. I guess some people only value biological connections. Praying for healing and understanding. Broken heart. The post got dozens of comments from her friends and some extended family members. People who don't know the full story, saying things like, "You're such a good stepmom, and some people don't appreciate what they have, and she'll regret this someday." My phone started blowing up with texts from relatives asking what happened. Patricia's sister called to yell at me about breaking her sister's heart. Dad's brother texted asking if we could all just get along for one day. I finally posted my own response on Facebook. For those asking, I'm grateful to everyone who wants to celebrate my graduation with me. The party has moved to a new location due to some planning conflicts. Looking forward to celebrating this achievement with people who have supported my journey. Red heart. Deliberately vague, but clear that I wasn't engaging with the drama. My best friend from med school, Janelle, suggested I just post the speech so everyone could see what Patricia was planning. Seriously, just screenshot it and put it on Facebook with a caption like, "This is why. You'll be vindicated immediately." I considered it. God, I considered it. But something held me back. Maybe because Brandon had trusted me with that information. Maybe because I didn't want to sink to that level. Maybe because deep down, I still hoped this could be resolved without total family warfare. The week before graduation has been absolute hell. Patricia isn't speaking to me. Dad is trying to play peacemaker, but is clearly stressed. Brandon texted to apologize for causing all this. I assured him he did the right thing. Kaylee posted an Instagram story that was clearly about me. A quote graphic saying real family supports each other always 100 points, with a bunch of eye-roll emojis. Some relatives have taken Patricia's side, saying I'm being ungrateful and difficult. Others have taken mine, especially after I privately explained the speech situation to a few key family members. My grandmother has been a rock, telling anyone who will listen that I have every right to control my own graduation celebration. But here's what's eating at me. My dad called last night, and he sounded broken. "Emma, Patricia is devastated. She's been crying for days. She says she feels completely rejected and humiliated. She's threatening to not come to your graduation at all, and honestly, I don't know if I can come without her. She's my wife. That stopped me cold. You're saying you might not come to my medical school graduation because Patricia is upset that she can't give a speech insulting me? That's not fair. She says she'll rewrite the speech, or not give one at all. She just wants to host the party she planned.
Can't you give her that?
Dad, do you hear yourself? I'm graduating from medical school. This is one of the biggest achievements of my life. And you're prioritizing your wife's feelings over being there for me. I'm trying to hold my family together. I'm your family. I'm your daughter. I'm the one graduating. Why is her ego more important than supporting me? He didn't have an answer. The call ended with him saying he needed to think about what to do. I haven't slept properly in days. Part of me feels completely justified. Patricia was going to humiliate me, and I have every right to protect myself. But another part feels guilty. Maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe I should have just let her give a short speech and ignored the content. Maybe I'm causing unnecessary family drama during what should be a happy time. My grandmother says I'm absolutely in the right. Janelle says I'm in the right. Most of my med school friends say I'm in the right. But my dad might not come to my graduation. Patricia's family thinks I'm a spoiled brat. Some relatives are saying I'm tearing the family apart. And I keep wondering, am I being unreasonable? Should I have just sucked it up for one day? So, Reddit. AITA for telling my dad's wife she can't make a speech at my graduation party, even though it's causing massive family conflict and might result in my dad not attending? Edit 1, 3 hours later. Holy shit, this blew up. Thank you all for the overwhelming support. A few clarifications. The speech. Several people asked if I saved it. Yes, I have screenshots. I've thought long and hard about posting it publicly, but haven't yet because I don't want to completely nuke my relationship with my dad. The party planning. Patricia had indeed ordered catering and decorations. My grandmother is reimbursing her for the non-refundable deposits as a gesture of goodwill, even though we think Patricia is being ridiculous. My mom. Several people asked about honoring my mom's memory at the graduation. Yes, I'm wearing her necklace under my graduation gown, and my grandmother is reading a poem my mom loved during the party. Patricia knew about these plans and never objected. Brandon. He and I are fine. He feels terrible about his mom's behavior and has been apologetic. He's actually been more supportive than my own father right now. The too busy for family accusation. During medical school, I attended every major holiday gathering, most Sunday dinners when I wasn't on clinical rotations, and made effort to text and stay in touch. Patricia's version of too busy is that I didn't drop everything to attend Brandon's community college graduation ceremony on a Tuesday afternoon when I had a major exam the next day. Edit 2, 6 hours later. Some updates. My dad texted, "I'll be at your graduation. I love you. Still hope we can work things out with the party situation." Better than nothing, I guess. Patricia posted another Facebook status. When you're told your love and effort aren't wanted or appreciated, heartbreaking. But I'll continue to pray for our family. Several people commented asking what happened, and she responded to one saying, "I'm not allowed to speak at my stepdaughter's graduation party, even though I'm hosting it." Conveniently leaving out the part about the speech content. Kaylee texted me a long message about how I'm ruining her mom's life and being stuck up about medical school. I didn't respond. Point 3 of my med school classmates reached out asking if everything was okay because they'd seen some weird family drama on social media. This is exactly what I wanted to avoid. Update 1. 1 week later. Graduation day. Today was my medical school graduation, and I honestly don't even know how to process everything that happened. The ceremony itself was beautiful. I walked across that stage, received my diploma, and felt overwhelming gratitude for everyone who helped me get there. My grandmother was in the audience, crying happy tears. My dad was there, sitting next to her, looking proud but also stressed. Patricia did not attend. According to my dad, she wasn't feeling well. But the real drama happened at the party afterward. Let me back up. In the days leading up to graduation, the tension was insane. Patricia kept posting passive-aggressive things on social media. My dad was caught in the middle, trying to get me to make peace with her while also acknowledging that her speech was inappropriate. Extended family members were still picking sides. 2 days before graduation, my Aunt Sarah, Dad's sister, called me. She'd heard about the situation through family gossip and asked if it was true that Patricia had written a speech criticizing me. It wasn't exactly criticism, I said carefully. It was more, she was using my graduation to make a statement about her own kids and diminish what I'd accomplished. Emma, can I see it? The speech. I hesitated, then sent her the screenshots. She called back 10 minutes later, furious. That woman has some nerve. I knew she was a piece of work. But this? This is next-level narcissism. Send this to your dad's whole side of the family. Everyone needs to see what she was planning. I don't want to cause more drama. Emma, you're not causing drama. You're defending yourself. Patricia is the one causing drama by playing victim when she got caught planning to humiliate you. Send it. I thought about it all night. Finally, I decided to send the screenshots to a few key family members, my aunts and uncles on Dad's side, plus my grandmother. I included a message. This is the speech Patricia was planning to give at my graduation party. I'm not sharing this to be vindictive, but because I want you to understand why I set the boundary I did. The response was immediate and overwhelming. Aunt Sarah called Patricia directly and apparently tore into her. Uncle Mike, Dad's brother who'd been telling me to keep the peace, apologized profusely and said he completely understood now. My grandmother called the speech cruel and said she was ashamed she'd initially tried to stay neutral. Patricia's response was to post another Facebook status. When private family matters are shared publicly to make you look bad, Heartbroken doesn't even begin to cover it. But God sees the truth. Several people commented asking what was shared, and Patricia responded. A personal speech I wrote was taken out of context and distributed to attack my character. I'm praying for forgiveness for those who hurt me. Janelle saw the post and commented, if the speech was taken out of context, please provide the full context. Because what I saw was you planning to use someone else's graduation to diminish their achievement while praising your own kids for not pursuing higher education. That's not out of context. That's just mean. Patricia deleted Janelle's comment and blocked her. By graduation day, the family lines were clearly drawn. Dad's side of the family was firmly in my corner. Patricia's friends and family were defending her online, though notably, none of them had seen the actual speech. The party at my grandmother's house was wonderful. About 45 people came, family, med school friends, a few professors who'd mentored me. The house was beautifully decorated. My grandmother has excellent taste. There was amazing food, a gorgeous cake, and genuine celebration of my achievement. My dad gave a short, emotional speech about how proud he was and how my mom would have been bursting with pride. He got choked up when he talked about Mom, and I cried. It was a perfect moment. Then, about an hour into the party, there was a commotion at the front door. Patricia had shown up. She wasn't on the guest list. My grandmother had specifically not invited her, both because of the tension and because Patricia had made it clear through social media that she considered the party illegitimate. But there she was, dressed to the nines, with a professional camera crew in tow. Surprise, she announced brightly, walking into the living room. I couldn't miss my stepdaughter's special day, so I brought a videographer to capture everything. We're going to make a beautiful family video. Everyone froze. My dad looked like he wanted to disappear into the floor. The videographer started filming. My grandmother, who is 75 years old and normally the sweetest woman you'd ever meet, transformed into a steel magnolia before our eyes. Patricia, she said, her voice icy calm, you were not invited to this party. You need to leave. Don't be silly, Patricia said, waving her hand dismissively. I'm family. This is my stepdaughter's graduation. Of course I'm here. You chose not to attend the ceremony, my grandmother continued. You were unwell, according to Richard. But now you're well enough to crash a private party with a film crew? I wanted to surprise Emma, Patricia insisted, smiling at the camera. Show her that I support her no matter what. I found my voice. Patricia, you need to leave.
Now.
Emma, sweetie, I know we've had our differences, but I'm here to make amends. I even brought a gift. She pulled out an envelope. A check for $500 to help with your residency expenses. Because family supports family. It was such a transparent attempt to look generous on camera that I almost laughed. I don't want your money. I want you to leave. Patricia's smile faltered. You're really going to throw me out? On camera? After I came all this way to celebrate you? You came all this way to create content for social media, Janelle said loudly from across the room. Nobody buys this act. The videographer kept filming. Patricia's smile was now completely gone. This is what I've been dealing with, she said, turning to address the camera directly. I try to be a good stepmother, and I'm rejected and humiliated at every turn. I just wanted to celebrate her achievement, to give a speech about how your kids are better because they didn't go to medical school? I interrupted. That speech? Should we play it for the camera? Patricia's face went white, then red. That speech was private. You had no right. Brandon showed it to me because he knew it was wrong. Even your own son knew you were planning to humiliate me at my own graduation party. I wasn't trying to humiliate you. I was being honest about different paths to success. Not everyone needs to be a doctor to be valuable. Nobody said they did. I was getting heated now. But this party is specifically celebrating me becoming a doctor. Why would you use this occasion to make a point about alternative education paths? How is that not deliberately diminishing my achievement? Because everything isn't about you, Emma. My children matter too. Their achievements matter too. But in this family, if you're not Emma the Perfect, you might as well be invisible. The room was dead silent except for the sound of the camera recording. My dad finally spoke up. Patricia, that's enough. You need to leave. She whirled on him. Oh, now you have a backbone? You've been letting your daughter disrespect me for weeks, and now you speak up? You wrote a speech calling my daughter self-absorbed and saying she needs to work on being a good person. At her own graduation party. Emma didn't disrespect you. She protected herself from you. I need to protect myself from her. She turned your entire family against me. She leaked my private speech to humiliate me. You humiliated yourself, my grandmother said quietly. Now leave my home, or I'll call the police. Patricia stared at her for a long moment, then grabbed the videographer's arm. Come on, we're leaving. Let them have their little party. The world will see how this family treats people. She stormed out. The videographer looked uncomfortable but followed her. My dad went after them, and we could hear him arguing with Patricia in the driveway. After they left, there was a moment of stunned silence. Then Aunt Sarah started laughing, not mean laughter, but the kind that comes from pure disbelief at the absurdity of what just happened. Did that just happen? My med school friend Marcus asked. I think your stepmom just created a reality TV audition tape, Janelle said, which made several people laugh. The party continued, though with a weird energy. People kept bringing up what had happened, dissecting it, expressing outrage on my behalf. Part of me just wanted to move past it and enjoy my celebration, but another part was still processing the confrontation. My dad came back about 20 minutes later, looking exhausted. He found me in the kitchen and pulled me aside. I'm sorry, he said. I'm so sorry. You were right about everything. I should have shut this down immediately when you first told me about the speech. I should have supported you unconditionally. Instead, I tried to keep the peace and made everything worse. Is Patricia okay? I asked, not because I really cared, but because I knew he did. She's furious. She's saying she's going to post the video online to expose how she was treated. I told her if she does that, I'll post the speech she wrote, and everyone can decide for themselves who is in the wrong. Did she agree?
No.
She's currently sitting in her car outside, refusing to leave until I agree to come home with her right now and skip the rest of your party. What are you going to do? I'm staying here. For once in the past 2 years, I'm choosing right. I'm choosing you. He hugged me, and I felt 7 years old again, before Mom died, before everything got complicated. The rest of the party was actually lovely. We tried not to let Patricia's dramatic entrance ruin everything. I got to celebrate with people who genuinely cared about me and my achievement. My grandmother gave a beautiful toast. Friends shared funny stories from med school. It felt like the celebration I deserved.